good, kings and queens? What's good? It's your girl Tay, and I'm back yet again with another Instacart / Uber Eats video. So today is more or less like a story time slash I kind of wanted to give a little bit more of an explanation of some of the changes that I have noticed with the Uber Eats app and what's been going on with me with Uber Eats so far. So let's actually jump right into that first. But before we do, you guys, make sure you smash the like button. As always, comment down below. Continuously share, subscribe if you haven't already. Plus, push the post notification bell button so that way anytime I upload a video, you'll be notified. So, happy Thursday, you guys. It is Thursday morning. I literally just got through dropping my son off at school. So I'm headed back. And you guys know I love to do my recording when it's all quiet and I don't have all my munchkins in the car with me. So I thought I'd try to take this opportunity to get a little, quick video in to let you guys know what's going on. So for Uber Eats so far, I've made $99. I haven't really been working as much as I should have. I haven't done the double shifts, and a lot of that has been because I haven't physically been feeling well. I just really haven't been feeling good at all physically. So I didn't push myself. I actually had to push myself yesterday to go out and at least work the night shift. And I think last night I made $30. I did 5 trips. But I'm trying to learn what the averages is about how many trips you have to make a day to make a certain amount. Now, these results I keep saying are not typical, so that it could change, it could vary. But I'm going to say that if you want to make a decent amount every day, you want to try to get between 10 to 15 trips a day to average out a decent amount. And that's with making some trips that's going to get you $3.50 or things of that nature, because not all of my payouts are good payouts. Another thing that I've noticed as of lately with Uber Eats, which I believe I mentioned in my last video, is that they have been sending me far out. So recently, I want to say about 2 weeks ago, which I know a lot of people should have received it who's doing Uber Eats, they received a notification saying that the app icon was going to change on your screen of your phone. And with that app icon comes certain updates. Now, in my area, you guys, I don't have what's called Surge. I know they said they were going to be bringing it soon. I received notification of that about a month or so ago, but I haven't seen Surge in the actual area where I live. However, I have seen it in Los Angeles when I've driven down there to pick up or drop off an order. I do see the red, the heat map, but in my area, I don't have a heat map. So the only indication that I have that I've noticed prior to the app update was at the bottom of the screen where you press go to go online. It may say sometimes you're in a busy area, expect trips soon. But now, since the app has updated, it still says that, but it will also say you're in a slow area, expect long waits between trips. So I'm not sure if anybody else has that, but I have been having a conversation going back and forth with someone who I'm assuming is a subscriber, who was asking, have I noticed any indicators that will let me know if it's slow or busy? And that's the only indicator that I have. It usually is pretty consistent. It pops up immediately as soon as I toggle on. It will tell me whether it's slow or whether it's busy. One thing I have noticed with Uber Eats lately is that what they have been doing is when it's slow, I may wait 10 to 15 minutes and they may send me, I'll say maybe 2 or 3 orders that are close, meaning 2 or 3 orders that may be 4 miles round trip. A mile to the restaurant, maybe 3 miles to the customer, something like that. But then, hold on, you guys, a train is going by. Okay, but then after that, usually now, usually when it's slow, and I can't even say when it's slow, because now when it's busy, I notice they're sending me further out. They weren't sending me further out, but I do remember, let me just say this. I remember when I first started doing Uber Eats and I had called in because they had sent me all the way down to Los Angeles. Of course, I was still learning. I didn't really know much about Uber Eats and how it worked. I just know that I wanted to stay within my little box surroundings and do deliveries there. So I did call in and say, hey, is there any way that I can have my my region cut down to just be these cities? And they said no. But I wasn't being sent out anymore. So I noticed that after I made the phone call recently saying, hey, what's going on? I'm not getting any deliveries. Now all of a sudden they're sending me here, there, and everywhere. And now I do it. You know what I mean? I've been working some pretty decent hours, some late night hours. And I will say, I mentioned it before, but I'm going to keep saying it just in case anyone knows. I have tried to work the breakfast shift in my area, but it's not popping. For breakfast, for sure, I only get like maybe 2-3 orders, and that's from the hours of 8 a.m. to 10. But for lunch, I usually try to work from 10:30 to about 1:30, 2 o'clock, and then I take a break, and then I go back out from 5. And I used to stop at 8:30, but now I've been driving from 5 to maybe even 11 o'clock at night. So I'm not saying that you guys should do that, but I'm just saying, the more money you want to make, you're going to have to put in a little bit of extra effort. It just really just depends on you. I'm not going to dedicate myself to working 12 hours a day. However, I do think that if you can, and split it up, you know what I mean? That's why I split mine up. I don't work 8 hours straight through. I work 10:30 to 2. I take a break because I have to go pick up my son. I have kids. I have to make lunch, and then I don't go back out until 5 o'clock. So I'm not working the whole time. So that's my spin on that. I haven't really noticed too many other changes with Uber Eats. I wish the payouts could be a little bit higher, but at the same time, I'm grateful for the trips that they do send me on that's further out. Excuse me. It has been a lot more consistent, and I hope that it stays that way. I know that some of you have said that it's pretty slow where you are, and some of the other apps have picked up, which is going to be like that. And that's why I'm always suggesting that you multi-app and that you sign up for as many of these platforms as you possibly can, so that you can, if one is, not picking up, because Instacart where I am is just not doing it. So hopping onto the Instacart bandwagon. So I was in the store. This is not a funny story. It's just a little something that happened to me. So I was in the store and I was shopping the other day, and I think I had just completed a on-demand batch, which was really, really quick. It was like, I don't know, 4 or 5 items. But I had decided to get some stuff for myself too. You guys let me know if you do that too. I don't do it all the time, and it's only like if it's a small order, like if it's something that's like 5 items literally and 5 units, and it's a store that I recognize or a store that I shop at for myself, I will pick up a couple of things for myself. I don't go grocery shopping, but like if it's on the same aisle and I'm like, oh, you know what I mean, I'm getting cereal, I need a box of cereal for my house, I'll do that. So I actually had my kids with me, 2 or 3 of them with me, I can't remember. Yeah, 2 or 3 of them with me. And this lady was in line, and she says to me, she saw me with a tub of ice cream, which was for me. I was being fat. I had a little small pint of ice cream. And she says, getting ice cream on a hot day? And I said, yeah, it's pretty hot. And she said, did you get something for the kids? And I pointed to popsicles. I said, I have popsicles in the cart. Plus, they all had these little things or something like it. They had these candies on sale for $1 each. So I had allowed them to get one of those. I said, plus they have something in their hands. And she said, yeah, you got to take time for yourself. And I said, yeah. So she started asking me about Instacart and, how it works. And she says, I think she has a friend of hers who uses the service, not as a shopper, but who uses it, who has or groceries delivered to her house. And so she was very curious. She wanted to know about the pricing, which I told her I don't really know too much about how Instacart charges the customer for groceries. I have no idea. I said, but I can tell her from a shopper standpoint that for us that a lot of the reason why, not a lot of the reason why we do it, but that is helpful when the customers are at least in acknowledgement of the hard work and the effort that we put in, and that they tip us nicely. And she made a comment to say, oh yeah, that should be a given. I said, yeah, it should be a given, but the reality is that it's not a given. Some people just don't tip. So then she proceeded to give me a recipe. I don't know why. I don't know if I look like I couldn't cook. I could just be thinking about it too much. But then she proceeded to give me a recipe, which I actually want to try, but I'm going to tweak it a little bit. So she proceeded to give me a recipe for baked chicken. I had a flack of chicken in the cart. And so she said, what do you do with that? Now, the chicken was actually not for me. I said, oh, well, if it were me, it was hot. So I just gave her a quick little, sorry you guys, I know I'm all up in it, scratching my ankle. But I just gave her a quick little, off the top of my head, what I would do with this chicken. So I said, oh, well, it's hot. I haven't really been feeling like cooking. So what I would do with this chicken is I would boil it in some chicken stock or some chicken broth with some seasoning. And then I would shred it up and I would make it into a chicken salad similar to tuna. You know, I would add the mayonnaise and the mustard and some sweet relish, maybe some cranberries, blah, blah, salt and pepper, boom, boom, have it with some of those Ritz crackers, or make sandwiches for the kids or something like that, but something nice and cool but filling. And so she said, I'm gonna give you a recipe, honey. I said, okay. So she told me to take the chicken breast. She said, I usually get my chicken breast from Stater Brothers. We were at Food for Less. She said, so you want to get the chicken breast and you want to slice it in half, just like that there. And you want to take off all the fat and the bones. And I'm thinking to myself, if it's boneless, why would it have bones in it? But whatever. So she said, you want to put it on a cookie sheet with some aluminum foil. And before you do that, you want to put it in some mayonnaise. She said, now it's not going to taste like mayonnaise. It's not going to taste like mayonnaise. It's just for moisture, which I already knew. Then she said, you want to get you a bag of regular potato chips. Don't have to be flavored, just regular potato chips. And you want to smush them up. She's a little old lady. You want to smush them up real good, honey. You want to smush them up. And then after that, I want you to put the chicken that you just covered in the mayonnaise, you want to coat it with the potato chips. She said she had actually learned that at an event that she went to, and she kept asking the lady for the recipe, but the lady told her it was a family secret and didn't want to tell her. It just so happened that her friend was working the event, I guess, in the back, helping the caterers or the servers or whatever. And so her friend actually told her the recipe, and so she wanted to share it with me. She said it's so delicious. I said, so is it crunchy like fried chicken? She said, yeah. So I actually want to try that recipe, you guys. And I thought I would come on here and share that with you. I'm pretty sure some of you have already tried it before. I have been seeing a lot of YouTube videos where people are trying things similar to that with like the hot Cheetos, where they're crushing it up in the food processor and using that to cook. But, you know, something simple like this, because I do like panko crumbs. I do like katsu fried chicken and all that other kind of stuff. So I thought that was really, really nice of her, and really, really sweet that she decided to share a recipe with me, and I actually want to try it. So that's my Instacart experience for this week. I have not been able to get hours. Now, originally I had came on here and said that I think that me not getting hours was because of the fact that I kept missing the time. Well, yesterday I didn't miss the time. I actually was ready and stalking my app on purpose. So I think I checked it right at 9:31. So what I've noticed, and you guys let me know if it's the same thing for you, if you are working in multiple zones. Now I have multiple zones. I have Orange County, I have West LA, I have East LA, and I think I have South LA. So now the hours that pop up are not for Orange County anymore, and that's the region that I signed up on. So there's no hours in Orange County. They either give me hours in East LA or West LA or South LA, which I find it strange, because on the day of, I should be able to find hours in every region. So you guys let me know if that's what's happening to you, for those of you who may have signed up for multiple zones or regions in your area. Like I said, I have 4 that's on my account, but the one that I signed up under is Orange County. And so now, and I don't know why, maybe because Orange County is more saturated, but I still feel like there should be a few hours like it was before, and now there's no hours. And I feel like that's the system, that's the algorithm, because they're saying, oh, well, since you're willing to work in these other areas now, they're going to push you to those other areas. So they're automatically just going to present you with the hours for these other areas. And I have noticed that these other areas are not as saturated. For example, there are about, I want to say it goes between 1,400 and 1,500 drivers in Orange County, whereas I think in East LA it was only about 500. So I mean, it does make a difference if you care about your ratings and all of that, because out here I'm like 900 and something out of the 1,400, or like I said, it fluctuates from day to day. But in East LA, even though I've never worked there, well, actually I did do an on-demand in East LA, but that week when they decided to send me the my ratings for that week, I think I was like either 500 or 700 and something. I was like 500 and something out of the 700 drivers that was in that area. So I don't know how I feel about that, you guys. Like I said, it's kind of frustrating, because it's like I do want to work those areas, but not right now. I don't mind doing them for on demand, because I'm not on the clock and I can just go over there, do what I have to do, drop it off, and then just head back to where I'm going or whatever. But when you're on the clock, I have to drive over there to be in that area before my hours start. And that's not something I want to dedicate myself to right now. So anyways, you guys, that's all for this video. I'm outside of Walmart. I got to go in here and get some cereal and milk real quick, and get back to the house and try to lay down before I start my day. But I just wanted to pop in and let you guys know what's going on. I'm still going to do an earnings report at the end of the week, but I know it's not going to be as much. I'm still going to try to work it out and bust it out. I have 4 good days. Is it 4? Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah, 4 good days to try to bust it out. I want to try to make $100 a day for the next 4 days. So we'll see, because if I do, then I'll still end up making more than I did last week. But we're going to see how I do, and I'm definitely going to do the earnings report, like I said, for Ubereats at the end of the week. So until then, you guys, love, light, elevation, peace. See you in the next video.